Hey guys, good morning. It's Adam with AccuWorks. Thanks for joining me today. I wanted to show you a little bit about what we're working on today. We're in a home right now that sustained some pretty good water damage over the weekend. It came from a clean water source. It was a pipe in the kitchen. We think there was a drywall screw that got stuck in the line and it ruptured over the weekend. The folks were out of town, so you can imagine they were pretty upset when they came in and saw their brand new hardwood floors damaged by water. So what we're going to try to do is to save the hardwood floors themselves. We're going to try to avoid having to tear those out and throw them in a landfill, and also try to save these folks some time and expense and hassle in the meantime. So I want to show you a little bit about the techniques we're going to use here. We're going to use a hardwood floor drying mat system, and the mat system actually applies very strong suction to the floors so that we can dry them without removing them. I'm going to show you what we're using here. You can see these are our mats. So they've got a suction hose attached to them. They're attached in sequence to this Inject-A-Dry unit over here. And again, the Inject-A-Dry applies very powerful suction so that we're actually able to pull air from in between the little grooves in between the floor and in from the outside underneath the baseboard. We pull the air underneath the floor and back out through these mats. Really cool system, and it keeps us from having to tear stuff out like we would have had to do in the old days. I want to show you what hardwood floor damage looks like in the real world here. One of the first indications you may have water damage on hardwood floors is that you'll see cupping. And what I mean by cupping is that the outsides of the boards actually start to swell up and curl up. I'm going to show you a good example of that here. Hopefully you can see that in the light. You see how the edges of the boards are actually a little bit swollen up. What happens is that the water actually absorbs into the cells in the wood, and it makes those things swell up. So when we remove the water from the wood, over time those cells will go back down to their normal position and normal size, and you'll have a nice smooth hardwood floor again. You might have to do a little bit of sanding and refinishing. Usually just a light sanding and refinishing is enough to bring it back to its normal condition. So that's the goal, and what we're going to try to do, we're going to try to save some hardwood floors here. Thanks for joining me.